Hi, I'm Julie from Rustic Cottage Co. I hope you like the video. Please give it thumbs up and comment in the comments section. That will help my little business grow. I love to create and do all different kinds of styles, rustic and farmhouse, industrial and small home decor too. I hope you enjoyed the video and learn lots of different techniques from me, and I inspire you to create yourself. If you're local to me, I also sell. I'm in Chilliwack, BC, Canada, and if you are local, please stop by and say hi. If you're anywhere else in the world, thanks for watching and I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. I'm Julie from Rustic Cottage Co. Well, last week's shock of a few things going on in my personal life. Anyway, today, start of my little bit of a vacation. I wouldn't call it a vacation, but right now, just until I get paperwork sorted, get myself figured out and everything sorted out, I'm kind of just relaxing and getting my health back and getting things sorted out. So kind of treating it a little bit like a vacation, really, because I have my passport and my birth certificate, but I don't have my social insurance number. There is one. I'm British, I'm English. I just don't know it, so I've got to get that information. And my national health number, which I have one, it's just I don't know it. So things like that I've got to send off, or to get the numbers, to know the numbers, so I can get going on doing things. And that, you know, I opened up a bank account, but I got to wait for the debit card to come through into the post and things like that. So everything's a hurry up and wait on this side of things, which is kind of giving me time to just relax and kind of just get myself healthy and get my head in the right place and things like that. Also, in this country, in England, they're having what they call a heat wave. Now, us in any of the US or Canada, we're used to heat and we're used to cold and we're used to all sorts depending on where we live. But in England, you just know it as rain, right? And that is kind of the thing. But in England, and just with the global warming and everything else that's going on, they actually have the hottest temperatures ever. Not just, you know, for a while, but forever. Today is getting up to, in the area I am, is 32 degrees. And in the south of England, it's getting into the 40s. That's the hottest they've had. You know, this is scorching hot for them. The news is just all about this big heat wave and what to do and make sure people don't die and things like that, you know. So it's kind of cute and quaint, but this is real for them because they're not used to it. You know, there's not many places other than, you know, businesses, but homes don't have AC here, you know, so some of them don't even have little fans or anything, so they're not used to that. But yeah, I kind of came right in the heat wave, which is kind of nice in some ways because I'm used to it. I love the sun, and I just go for a walk in the morning when it's a bit cooler, and then in the midday time I'm doing my video and doing that kind of thing, organising myself. And then a little bit later on, when it cools off, I go out in the garden and sit and have a drink. So it's kind of, as I say, vacation. I'm not saying everything's great. I still got lots of emotions to get over. It's been a tough time, but I'm very positive and determined to change my life around. And anyone that watched last week's video, I've had so much response from it, amazing response for it. So I wanted to say thank you for that. People have reached out and it's amazing. That's so good. You know, it makes you feel good when people reach out and say you're doing the right thing, you're doing a good thing, and, you know, chin up type thing. So yeah, that's been really nice and amazing. So that was good. And now I think I'm gonna go for a walk and go to local places that I used to go to when I was a little kid. So let's go for a walk. So I'm going for a walk. This is where I grew up, this area, and it's a little village in the northwest of England, and this is actually the way I used to go to the shops and walk to school. And even though I have visited, because my parents, my sister have visited England many times over the 30 years I was living in Canada, obviously I've only been back here for vacations, and now I'm back to live. So I am walking 30 years later what I used to do when I was a little girl. So there you go, that's my I lived and grew up in this area from the age of 8 to the age of 18, and I married and moved to Canada when I was 18, and that's pretty much a little bit of a quick note of my life. So here's, as I say, a little village that I grew up in. So I just walked up through the houses to the park area. It's a nice little park close to where my parents, I grew up and now I live. And this here is, it used to be an old building, well, it's a very old building, and it turned into a little cafe type thing. And this is the way I actually used to walk to my school. It's the same way, so I'd walk through the park and go to walk to high school. So let's carry on walking a little further. So I'm still in the park, and here is a big old hall. It's been here a long time. It's now been turned into a museum. You can buy tickets to go in. Maybe I'll do that one day, go back in memories. I know years and years ago, inside here there was actually a picture on the wall, and I was in it. I was a little girl, and I was in the St. John's Ambulance Brigade when I was in my kind of pre-teens, and I was in one of the pictures one time, so I wonder if it's probably changed because now it's a museum and got old stuff in there. But this is still the park, and there's the duck pond that when I was a little girl I used to walk to the duck pond, feed the ducks, and then walk back, and that would be my mum's way of wearing us out when we were tiny little girls, so that we'd behave when we got home. So let's carry on walking, see what else is going on. On the opposite side of the park, where from the hall, is a lawn bowling area. I believe behind these trees, there's tennis courts. They were always there, badminton tennis courts, and that's kind of an area that actually my parents used to do lawn bowling when they were kind of in their 60s, but now they're a lot older, and I'm glad I come back down to help them out. So we're going to walk just a little bit further down here, not far. So right next to where we just saw the bowling, the lawn bowling, is this little pathway here. And I'm not going to do it today. One day I'll come down and do it and reminisce. But this is the pathway going through the woods. It's very short, it's not long, but you'd go through the woods, over a fallen log, over a little tiny stream, tiny stream, nothing major, over the log, and then up a little bankment, and then there would be a big hole in a fence, and you go through that hole. We're teenagers, so we did this, and that got you onto the field, a big field back of the high school, and that's how we'd walk to school every day. And it was the quickest route, so it was the best way to do it, unless we went on the bus. If we walked all along the streets rather than cutting through this little part here, it would take a lot longer to get to school. So obviously teenagers were lazy, aren't you? And we'd have fun and come through and all walk together as a group of us and walk through the woods. And then on the other side, right next to here, is that same pond. So this is that same little pond area. There's usually ducks over here. I don't know if you can see them in the distance there, but the ducks are always there. But this little water fountain thing never used to be here when I was growing up, when I was a girl. So again, this is exactly the same pond as used to come with my mum, and we used to feed the ducks. Anyway, that's just a short little distance, little walk. It's pretty much, if you count from the house I grew up in, where I just came from, it's probably a 10-minute walk to here. So that's right near where I live. So I'll go further into the park another time and show you further into the park. But if you go right through the park, come into the town where all the shops are. Well, I hope you enjoy going for a little bit of a walk with me, and tomorrow I'm going to be going over to my sister's house. I've been to her house before when I've been on vacations and come to England on vacations, but she actually has done her garden completely beautiful garden. So I'm gonna sneak and take some videos of that for inspiration for myself and for you guys, as her garden is absolutely gorgeous. So I'll sneak some videos and do some more again in the future, but just a little bit of a hint with her how she's done it and how beautiful it is. So let's go over to my sister's and have some fun there. So as I am back in my own little bedroom I grew up in for the time being until things are sorted out, I kind of have to make do, and in some ways that's what I am best at. So basically I have a small bed, bedside table, and then at the end of the bed another little tiny table, and then if I turn over to this side here, this unit here, this bottom part here, you won't believe, but I used to have one of those beds that were high up, and this was the drawers and everything under my big high up bed when I was a teenager. And obviously when I left home, grew up and everything else, then my dad transformed it into just a shallow unit and then put shelves on it and created this, because this used to be their spare room. So now, I mean, I'm gonna obviously use it and keep it. So what I'm gonna do is maybe paint it. So I've got a couple of places, a couple of things that I can paint up and do. And so yeah, the first creating I'll probably do will be for myself, so that'll be fun. But I've got this unit here, as I said. What would you do to it? What would you do in this room? I am kind of stuck for a short time with this purpley colour, and the headboard is grey. that's going to be for a while yet. But I'm not really a purple person. But I do like shabby chic, so to kind of create this shabby chic kind of thing with the purple, what would you do with this piece? And then I'm going to leave this piece as it is. I'm not going to paint this one, that one's fine. But then if I come around to this tiny little table here, this one will be a fun one to do, a little cute table. I'll definitely be painting that one. And then this here, this is the light shade. I haven't put it up yet, but it just goes with the bedding. So I will be putting that one up soon. And yeah, it'll be fun because I'm doing stuff for myself, and well, in the circumstances, I'll be able to do it how I want to do it, right? So it's a tiny room, but yeah, you make do with what you got. And as I say, this is something that I'm good at, you know. That's why I have my my YouTube channel, and that's why I have my Facebook page. Is I can turn trash to treasure, I can transform things. That's what makes me excited, that's what I'm good at, so I'll have fun with it. But last, before I kind of move on to the next step, is this piece here to go with the purple and the grey, but more in a shabby chic kind of style and design. What would you do with this piece? Welcome to Rustic Cottage Co. I'm Julie.